The following program is sponsored. The opinions and statements made by the hosts and guests do not necessarily reflect the views of WBOB or its parent company, the Chesapeake Portsmouth Broadcasting Corporation.
It's time for Real Estate Radio with Angela and Howard. Angela and Howard talk about what's new in real estate and answer your buying and selling questions. To participate in today's show, call 222-TALK. That's 222-8255. And now, here are Angela and Howard.
Good morning, Northeast Florida. It is such a gorgeous, gorgeous April day in Jacksonville or Orange Park or Fernandina or wherever you're listening. The weather's fantastic. Now, tomorrow it's not going to be, but it is a gorgeous day today.
Yeah, double eights today.
What's double eights?
88 degrees today.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah.
I love the blue skies. This is a fantastic time of year. I mean, we were in someone's house yesterday. They didn't even have the air conditioner on, and we were really comfortable.
Yeah.
It was great.
It really is beautiful. You know what today is? It's Earth Day.
Earth Day.
You got to think about the earth. You know what that means? Think about recycling.
Yes.
So I had a thought this morning right before we got on the air about a way that we can better do recycling. I'll bet virtually every listener goes to a fast food restaurant once a week.
Oh,
now,
yeah.
maybe they do takeout and they don't eat in the restaurant.
Yeah.
Now, what do they do with that used napkin or bag and wrapper when they get home or go to the gas station?
Throw it away.
Throw it in the trash.
Right.
But if they waited until they got home, what could they do?
Recycle it?
They could throw it in their recycling bin, but I bet they don't. So here's my suggestion.
What?
In honor of Earth Day, let's make a concerted effort of throwing some of that trash into their yellow-topped recycling bin in honor of Earth Day. And let's help the planet. How about that? Sound good? All right, let's make that happen. All right, let's move on to Angela and Howard on Real Estate Radio. You're
Yes.
Angela, I'm Howard. We had another great week. You know, we had something really interesting happen that I want to share with everyone, and it happened yesterday. We talk about all the time about if a house looks good and it's priced right, then it sells. And we've said that so many times on the radio and about preparing your house for sale. And a lot of times we go to people's houses and we tell them what to do to get their house ready for sale, get it ready for pictures, you know, clearing out countertops and straightening out linen closets and picking things up and getting rid of things that they're not going to want to move. Some people, they really do a good job of listening to us. And when we get there, there's not much to do.
Yes.
You know, sometimes we tell them to paint the front door red or put down red mulch or whatever. We went to a condominium yesterday in Mandarin. Happens to have a garage. Happens to
really
be
nice.
in a gated community. And
Yep.
very few people know about this because it's not right on a main road. But she is ready to sell.
Yes.
And we went there. We went through all three bedrooms, the living room, the kitchen, the screened-in porch, and we had absolutely nothing to tell her. Absolutely nothing. Her closet was perfect. Her kitchen was perfect. Her pantry was perfect. Her linen closet was perfect.
Yeah.
The grout in the bathroom was perfect. Everything was perfect. There was not a shampoo bottle in the shower to move for pictures. It was perfect. It was ready to put on the market. So we signed her up for the listing agreement, as you know, but I'm telling all our listeners this, of course. And so we said, you know, we normally have a week or so to use professional photographers, but it was like, let's just put it on the market right now because this is the time to sell. We'll get a professional photographer in next week, but in the meantime, we can list it. So we listed it, and we enter it into the multiple listing service last night,
Yes.
like 9:00.
I don't know what time it was.
Well,
but yeah.
it was something like
It was
that.
late.
You and I were working late, and you were at one desk, and I was in another, and you were working on one thing. So I pushed the button to list it. Didn't put the pictures in yet because that takes a little extra time. So 5 minutes later, you told me you got
A
text from someone
realtor
saying, this is going to sell quick. And we already knew this. This is great. And then we start putting in pictures. And we put in 1 picture, 2 picture, 3 picture, 4 picture. We put in like 30 some pictures because we had in the description, this is going to sell fast because of where it is and what it's going to look like based on our description. And as we put in more pictures, the agent sees the pictures being put in and says, oh my gosh, you're right. This is going to sell this weekend. I have a customer that wants to see this tomorrow, meaning today.
Yeah. And her and the customer were watching the listing and seeing us add the photos. They're like, oh, show me something else. Give me another one. It was funny. It was good.
So they have an appointment this morning at 11 o'clock. This is a cash buyer. And it's just really funny to see how this happens. So this is in Mandarin. It's a condominium, a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,200 square foot in a gated community, under $150,000. Absolutely perfect.
Yeah, perfect.
Move-in ready. It's going to sell today. I bet we have 4 or 5 people that want to see it today.
Oh, probably, yeah.
Yeah.
So the thing that caught me is I had a moment where I learned something new yesterday at that appointment was when we were in the garage. The complex is concrete block construction, and it's a 1-car garage. And then there's this blue, like 2 feet by 3 feet pad attached to the wall, right where you open your car door. I was like, yes, now that is smart. And what she did was took like a yoga mat and then adhered it to the wall. So the wall doesn't get messed up and the car doesn't get messed up.
Yeah.
And I thought, that's clever. That's a real hack that's worth copying. Yeah. I love that.
Yeah. So that was really neat that...
Oh, the other funny thing?
What?
So many customers, when we go to list their house, they'll say, now, have you ever been in here before? Have you ever sold a house or brought a buyer or whatever? So she, of course, asked this question. It's a normal question. And my response was, actually, I was here before the community began. I had a customer who wanted to buy it back when the community was being built. And Howard, back then, it was so exciting when new property was being built that people stood in line just to take a number, just to meet with a site agent to write a contract. And that's what happened in that community. I think I got up at like 4 o'clock in the morning, met my customer there at 5 o'clock in the morning, and we were like third in line to make sure that we were able to get one of those units.
Well, I did that once in Maryland for a house that I was buying. I actually camped out, literally camped out, set out a little tiny tent the night before because we knew that this was coming and they were going to sell quick. I was number 2. I was not number 1, but I was number 2 to camp out before. Now, the site agent who was going to be there, they had a trailer set up.
Yeah.
She was really nice and came the night before, like at 10 o'clock at night, because she knew people were going to be coming. And she allowed people to who was there the night before to come and to sleep in the site agent
the office.
Office. So 4 of us actually slept on the floor of her camper the night before.
That's fun.
Hey, we got a bunch of stuff to talk about today. We also have a contest. Let me tell you what the contest is because it's really quick. What's the most number of bedrooms in a condo listed in the MLS so far this year? Easy one, okay? No realtors, please. The most number of bedrooms in a condo listed in the MLS. Okay, so call us with your guess after the break, 904-222-8255. We got some really interesting things to talk about today. We've got a subject called Bet You Didn't Know. We've got another one called Uh-oh, Made a Mistake. What do I do now? We've got a HGTV commentary and a landlord tip of the week. All sorts of fun stuff. And we're going to answer your questions here on Real Estate Radio with Angela and Howard. So stay with us, everybody. We will be right back. Hey, WBOB listeners, it's your realtor on the radio, Howard Vergalis of Watson Realty Corp. Angela and I don't just do the radio show, we are active realtors. When it's time to buy, we will interview you to determine your specific housing needs. Distance to work, style of home, school needs, distance to place of worship, kids' activities, lifestyles, number of bedrooms, budget, and so much more. In short, we do our very best to find you your perfect home. We won't waste your time showing you houses that don't fit your needs. Whether you're moving up, moving into your first home, or now an empty nester, you can trust us for the most important purchase of your life. It's what we do. It's what we'll do for you. Experience the Angela and Howard Team Advantage. Call us at 421-7950.
Is there something going wrong with your garage door or opener? My name is Peter, and I am the owner of Quality Door Service. And my basic garage door repair starts at just $125, and that includes parts. Included with your repair, I will instruct you about fire and safety, protection from hurricane and burglary, and maintenance on your garage door. Call me today at 588-4817. That's 588-4817. Angela and Howard did.
Are you buying a property being sold by HUD? As a buyer, you can select Watson Title Services of North Florida as your settlement agent. Avoid having to deal with out-of-town companies, and make sure you get the world-class customer service of Watson Title Services that Angela and Howard have come to expect. Call them at 461-3220 when you're looking at buying a HUD property to ensure your purchase goes through as smoothly as possible. That's 461-3220. Angela and Howard do.
There's finally a mortgage lender in Jacksonville that sees financing differently. With 20 years' experience, CMG Financial understands that the most important purchase in your life, your home, deserves the right mortgage. Tim McConnell at CMG Financial will work to customize the best financing option for you. Angela and I recommend CMG Financial to all our customers. Give Tim a call at 528-2103. That's 528-2103. CMG Financial is a registered trade name of CMG Mortgage, Inc., NMLS number 1820, and licensed as a mortgage lender servicer by the Office of Financial Regulation, number MLD 375, individual MLS number 181046.
This segment of Real Estate Radio with Angela and Howard is brought to you by CMG Financial. For answers to your North Florida real estate questions, call into the show at 222-TALK. That's 222-8255.
Welcome back, everybody. We are so excited to be here with you today at Real Estate Radio with Angela and Howard.
On this 88-degree day.
Earth Day.
Earth Day.
Yes.
You know, interest rates are down. All sorts of things are going on. You know, it was another interesting week this week because, not only do we tell you about numbers that we report on that are going on, but a little interesting phenomenon has occurred. You know, Angela and I often preview model homes of the various builders and new subdivisions around town so that when we have buyers, we know what each of the builders are building and, you know, the lot sizes, the neighborhood amenities, things of that nature. Well, these builders, they always have a couple of models available, but they usually have a couple of spec homes. A spec homes is a home that is built so that sometimes buyers, they don't want to wait the 5 to 7 months for a new home to be built. Right. So a couple of months ago, there were plenty of these spec homes to choose from. And the builders, what they do is they send around to all the realtor offices sheets that show which of these homes are available for immediate move-in or, move in the next 30 days or so. So okay, like I have a buyer coming in this week who wants one of these move-in ready homes. So, I called up the buyers in the subdivisions. The builders.
Sorry.
I
need a second cup of coffee.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so I called up the builders in the subdivisions that the buyer was interested in. And guess what? They were almost all sold. So, and on top of that, prices are going up. So the things that I was able to see in the multiple listing service that said it was for sale, well, when I got there, because some of them I actually went out to the sites, There was
They're
nothing
gone.
there. They're sold.
So luckily, more are being built, and one of the builders was happy to put a hold on one of the houses because we are Watson agents, and Watson does so much business with that company that we were able to hold a house until our customer arrives next Tuesday. Now they rarely will do that. They'll do it for a customer who's there to see it, but Angela was on the phone. You know, it really pays to go to a builder with a realtor on your side.
Yeah, it does.
Angela was on the phone with the customer yesterday, sending pictures to her and describing the home and the lot, and it was exactly what she wanted.
Yeah, I can't wait till they get here and see the area. They're from the north. They're just so excited about the Florida sunshine. This is going to be such a fun week.
Yeah, so you're going to have fun with her. But the point is that it was good that it was us. Watson has such a big reputation here, and we do so much business with a lot of the builders that they were willing to essentially take the home off the market and hold it for this customer that is coming Tuesday and hold it for us. So that's great. So she's coming Tuesday. You're going to be spending 4 days with her and her husband.
Yeah.
And
so exciting. And like most people from the north, they have all the Florida questions. Are there any alligators? Are they going to eat my children? Are there bugs? Are there snakes? Yes. Yeah. They're not going to eat your children, but yes to everything else.
Yes. Every time somebody asks that, I say, yes, there are alligators, but it is so rare of an event that it makes national news.
Yes.
So you don't have to worry about it.
No, not at all.
Hey, we want to give a big shout out to new listener Susan, who we met with yesterday. Also Tony, who's a new listener. And in about 3 weeks, you're going to hear about his beautiful home in Murray Hill that he is getting ready to put on the market.
House.
So if you like Murray Hill and you like those bungalow type houses, and this one even has a separate garage.
Yeah, which is great.
You can call us and we'll tell you about it, but it's
even
not going to be
in
on the market.
Yeah, even in advance though. I mean, that's fine. He's not going to be on the market for probably 3 weeks, but if you wanted to get in there before then, I could maybe arrange that. Also, I want to give a shout out to Gus and Carol because they are working really hard to get their home ready. It should be ready in about a week or so, and they're delightful. And the house is gorgeous, and it's on just at 2 acres, right in the middle of Orange Park. I mean, like you would never even know that it's there. And it has a pool, and it has kind of this rolling yard.
Yeah, their backyard
reminded me like a meadow. Every time I'm there, I'm thinking that, and there's all these birds, and gosh, it's just so beautiful.
It is hard to believe that it's 2 acres
and it's such
in
a shock.
Subdivision.
Yeah, it's such a shock to me that all that land is there, and I just didn't expect it, and it's amazing. I can't wait till the house gets listed and everybody can see the photos, and we'll find a new family for that great home.
Yeah, that'll be ready in a couple of weeks. Hey, I want to remind everybody about the contest again before we get into the numbers for the week, and it's a real simple one. What's the most number of bedrooms in a condo listed in the multiple service so far this year? No realtors, please, because I know realtors. We got a lot of realtors listening. They can, go into their computer and see what it was. So it's more than 3, okay? It's more than 3 bedrooms.
Okay.
So give us the number. It's 8-904-222-TALK. It's 222-8255. So how were the numbers this past week, Miss Angela?
Well, Howard, according to the multiple listing service, this past week for homes and condominiums, 760 offers got accepted, and that's about the same as it was last week. 846 new homes came on the market. That was down 6% from last week, but still, seriously, 846, that's a very large number. Of those, 126 are already under contract, and 25 of those actually went under contract on the very first day.
Wow.
Yes. And 546 people actually closed on a house for themselves this week, and we say Congratulations.
All right.
That number's up 3% from last week.
Sounds good. Hey, we've been talking about interest rates. We do that every week, and It was a prediction that it'd go up to 5% by the end of this year. And the prime rate went up a few weeks ago. But interestingly enough, for the fifth week in a row, interest rates have come down.
They have.
Can't explain it.
They have.
But they have. So what are
So the average 30-year rate, it fell 11 hundredths of a point to 3.97%. That's a new low for 2017. Of course, this time last year it was 3.59, so it's still higher than last year. The 15-year rate also fell 11 hundredths of a point to 3.23%. This time last year it was 2.85%. Now the VA and the FHA 30-year rate remains unchanged at 3.75%. And the 5-year adjustable rate mortgage, it's still a great deal if you only plan on being in your home for 5 years or less. And it fell 8 hundredths of a point to 3.1%. Last year, it was 2.81.
Wow. We got to get more people into homes.
Yeah.
Stop paying your landlord's mortgage. So I want you to tell people about Bet You Didn't Know. So this is especially for people that do not know. Do not know. Bet you didn't know.
All right. So here's something very important. It's about your credit score, right? So did you know that 80% of first-time home buyers put down less than 20%? Did you know that 65% of first-time home buyers put down less than 6%?
So most people don't have to save a lot of money.
No.
Now, what's about credit score? You said it's about credit score.
Yes.
Tell me about that.
All right. So, you've heard the FICO score, right? So the average FICO credit score for all mortgage loans for 2016 was 726. For FHA loans, the average FICO score was only 686.
Most people think you have to have a score like 750 or above to get a mortgage.
And you don't. So, you can probably qualify. If you have a score that's 686 or something in that ballpark, you'll probably qualify, at least for FHA loan.
So that was an average score.
Yeah. So you know what average means.
Yeah.
Some were less, some were higher. So you could maybe qualify even if it was less. Now, if you're paying rent, your rent will likely rise, but your mortgage payment, well, it never will. House prices are rising as well as rents. Stop paying your landlord's mortgage and buy your own home now.
We should.
We should what?
I mean, we should encourage people to buy their own home.
Indeed. I thought you meant we should buy another house.
Well, I think I own enough houses. I don't need another one. I
could use a couple more.
I own 5.5 houses, as you know. And
Yeah,
people are
that's a lot
wondering,
more than
how do you
me.
own half a house? Well, I own half a house with somebody else. Somebody else, another investor. And I'm using that for retirement so that when I retire several years from now, I will have income from those because
Yes.
they'll all but one will be paid off in about 5 years, so that I will have residual income. Excuse me. So some of you, as we talked about last week, can take your income tax refund and maybe add some money to that and buy a investment property.
Yeah, I love it.
So
Call
that's what
us
some
if you
people-
want to do that. We'll help you.
We will help you because you
Yeah.
can buy an inexpensive condo, maybe $30,000, $35,000, $40,000. Buy a condo.
Yeah.
And then have someone else pay your mortgage. Get it paid off in a few years, buy another one. Then have two sources of income. We have one customer that we know of that owns many, many rental properties, and that's what he and his family did. Started out when he was a lot younger, bought one, and
Paid it
got
off,
some income,
bought
got another one,
Yep.
and now he owns 14 of them,
Yeah, something like that.
and he's got a lot of monthly income coming in, so
Keeps you busy, though. That's
keeps
for
you
sure.
busy. It is. It's not for the faint of heart, but it is
Nope.
a way to acquire wealth over time. Hey, when we come back after the break, we are going to be doing a really interesting segment that we called Uh-oh, Made a Mistake. And it's one that we want to prevent you from happening. So stay with us, everyone. We will be right back.
Ed Dean, Mike Gallagher, Dennis Prager, The Savage Nation, Mark Levin, Laura Ingram, WBOB, AM 600 and FM 101.1. The Answer.
With SRN News, I'm Bob Agnew in Washington. President Trump says young immigrants brought to this country as children and in the country now illegally do not have to worry about being targeted by his administration for deportation. In an interview with the Associated Press, the commander-in-chief made it clear that his anti-illegal immigrant focus will be on those who have committed serious crimes and yet remain in the country. Vice President Mike Pence and Australia's Prime Minister are showing a sign of unity today as they hold a joint news conference in Sydney, Australia. They talked about applying mutual pressure to China, hoping to get it to do more to clamp down on North Korea's growing nuclear program. On Wall Street Friday, the Dow Jones Industrial Average gave up 31 points. It's set to open trading on Monday at 20,548. The NASDAQ ended the week on a bit of a sour note. It was off by 6 points. This is SRN News.
Hurricane Matthew came through northeast Florida with a vengeance and left in its wake hundreds of residential and commercial docks, either destroyed or badly damaged. You would have probably called to get an estimate on what it would cost to restore your dock or boat lift back to pre-storm condition, and some of you may even have fainted upon receiving the estimate. Introducing All Dock Repair, a local company that can repair or replace your dock without destroying your bank account. Whether your dock was 25 feet or 200 feet long, All Dock Repair can make it whole again. All Dock Repair has over 15 years of experience repairing and replacing docks, so they know what it takes to make sure you're completely satisfied with their work without ripping you off. To receive a reasonable estimate to replace or repair your dock, call All Dock Repair at 904-513-8321. That's 904-513-8321. That number once again, 904-513-8321.
Over the years, Zaxby's has proudly served the city of Jacksonville indescribably good chicken and warm smiles. And ever since, Northeast Florida has welcomed Zaxby's into the community with open arms. Now, they'd like to return the favor. Zaxby's is proud to announce Zaxby's Fundraiser Nights. On designated nights, participating Zaxby's restaurants throughout Jacksonville, Orange Park, and Fernandina will sponsor an organization of your choosing and give a donation back to your organization. Zaxby's would love to host a fundraiser night for your local nonprofit organization, like a school, church, sports team, or scout troop. Because if it's important to you, it's important to Zaxby's. Be a part of Zaxby's fundraiser nights and help them serve the Jacksonville area in the truest sense. Please contact Tiffany Davis at 904-614-9996. That's 904-614-9996. Together, making the Jacksonville area community even better. Friends, family, flavor, Zaxby's, indescribably good.
The freezing temperatures are not due to global warming. It's a lie. I hate using the word lie because you can't get worse than a lie. There are mistakes, there's naivete, there's foolishness, and then there's lying. In the human verbal condition, there is nothing beneath lying. So I take it unbelievably seriously if I make that charge. The headline in the New York Times is a lie.
Dennis Prager at noon on WBOB, The Answer. Stuck in traffic? WBOB has The Answer.
Starting to see a little action on the roads. A crash over there, 295 South. That's at the ramp to the University of North Florida, better known as Exit 52. And nice day today. Mostly sunny. High 86. Partly cloudy tonight, low 68. A little bit of rain. Sunday and Monday, about a 30% chance of that. High tomorrow, about 87. Low tomorrow night, about 65. Currently 73. WBOB, AM 600. The Answer.
Let's return to Real Estate Radio with Angela and Howard. For answers to your North Florida real estate questions, call into the show at 222-TALK. That's 222-8255.
Welcome back, everybody. Thank you so much for staying tuned with us during our commercial break.
Gosh, we are in the third segment already.
Time is flying. It always does when you're having fun.
Yeah. Angela, do you ever make a mistake?
Can I say no? Do I ever make a mistake? No.
Well,
Never.
this is a segment that we call For Sale by Owner. Oh no, what do I do now?
Yes.
I should have had a realtor. So I want to start out by asking you a question,
Okay.
Miss Angela.
You just did.
Well, do you, when you were a child,
Yes.
or with your grandchildren, do you ever play dominoes? Not
Oh,
the
yeah.
game, but do you ever stand them up on edge to make a line and then knock one over? And then
Oh, yeah. That's a ton of fun. I
it's
love
kind of
doing
fun,
that.
right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, hey, this is kind of a domino effect story. In like dominoes, when you stand them up in a line and one falls, the rest of them fall over very quickly.
And that's related to real estate?
Well, sort of.
Okay.
So, I try to make
Tell
things
me.
fun here. So we had a caller, and we're going to call them the Joneses because I don't want to use his real name. They were empty nesters, or they are empty nesters, I should say. They went to a well-known builder in a community to have a new, smaller home built as a retirement home. And it would take about 6 months to build their home. So they went to this builder without a realtor on their side.
I think I heard the mistake part.
Well, that's just one little mistake. Now, he chose several options for the home to make it theirs and gave a $5,000 non-refundable deposit to the builder, non-refundable binder, because
Well, that's what you have to do when you go to a builder.
you got to do that, especially because they were making some specific modifications to the standard plan. So now they had to sell their existing house to make the transaction work. So the Joneses put their home on the market again without using a realtor.
Oh my gosh, there's another mistake.
Okay, because they wanted to save the cost of commission. So they put a sign in front of the house and they hoped for a buyer. Now, finally, after 4 months had passed, they got what they believed was an acceptable offer with a Mr. Smith. By the way, I'm not using real names here, who also was not represented by a realtor.
Oh my goodness, I'm seeing a pattern.
Oh, you're seeing a pattern. Now, Mr. Smith gave the Joneses a $1,000 deposit, and the agreement was for the purchase to take place in 2 months, right about the time that the new home, the newly built home, was supposed to be done. So everything seemed great so far, right?
Yes.
Okay, so Mr. Smith had an inspection done on the house. That was smart of him to do, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. And there were a few things that he thought needed to be done. It was about $2,000 worth of repairs, and Mr. Jones ultimately fixed them. That was nice of him. So far things are good. So about 2 weeks before closing of the Smith-Jones transaction, Mr. Jones informs Mr. Smith that he, Mr. Smith, was not able to sell his own home. And even if he did, that his mortgage company would not lend him enough money to purchase the house.
Uh-oh.
Pause. Uh-huh.
Uh-oh.
Mr. Smith also wants his $1,000 binder back, as he believes that since he could not get financing, he should get that binder back.
Uh-oh.
So nowhere did it come out that that the buyer, the second buyer, had to sell his house before he could purchase that house, which meant before that Mr. Jones could purchase the new retirement home. Oh my. So now the Joneses had spent $2,000 on repairs. He took his house off the market for almost 2 months of prime selling time, and his brand new home is almost complete, and he can't buy it because his house hasn't sold, and he is about to lose his $5,000 binder.
So,
Oh
my goodness.
my.
Yes, it's bad.
Angela?
It's bad. All that could have been prevented, Howard. All of it.
How? Tell me.
Oh, goodness. Okay. So the question is, how could this have been prevented, and what would they do now? Well, the Joneses should have verified, and they should have questioned whether their buyer had a house to sell first, as well as whether he was pre-approved for his financing. Those are really important things.
So
Secondly,
that would have eliminated the Jones as a buyer for his house.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or the Smiths.
The Smiths, sorry.
Yeah.
Yes.
Then the Joneses, well, they shouldn't have fixed anything. They shouldn't have spent that $2,000 in repairs until the financing was approved for their buyer.
And we as realtors would have given him that advice, of course.
Absolutely. And
Okay.
it's part of our contracts.
Okay.
The Joneses should have immediately have signed up with a realtor to sell their house quickly.
So that's what they should do right now.
Well, it's what they should have done after they went and contracted with the builder, too.
But that's what they should do right now to get it under contract, price it to get it sold quickly so that they don't lose their $5,000 so they can still get into their dream home.
Yes.
Okay.
And the Joneses should try to negotiate with the builder to apply the $5,000 to another home with that builder. And next time, go with a realtor, like a Watson realtor, that may have some pull, as much as we do a lot of business with local builders.
Okay.
Yep.
And
And the last thing is, don't give the $1,000 back to Mr. Smith, as he made the repairs in contemplation of the sale of the home. So, now, of course, we're not attorneys. You always have to go back to the sales contract and see what it says, and you have to go by that. And also, would the repairs would they have had to make the same repairs for the next buyer? That's something to contemplate as well.
so bottom line is this. Most of this could have been prevented if what, Angela?
If they used a realtor.
Oh, my gosh. For both the buyer and the seller.
Yes.
But you always have to go back to what the contract says, regardless of whether a realtor is involved or not. The original contract between the buyer and seller, what did it say? Between the Joneses and the Smiths, what did it say? And between the builder, what did it say between them and the Joneses as to whether they're going to lose that $5,000 or not, and whether they can apply it toward the purchase of the next home after he does sell his home?
I think, Howard, as we share these stories with our listening audience, I hope that what people take away is that buying and selling real estate is way more complicated than you think it is. There's a lot of Florida statutes that you have to go by, statutes in any state that you're in, actually. And there's a lot of rules and guidelines that are what's considered usual and customary. And if you don't do this for a living, you actually don't know the ins and outs of that. Just like I couldn't go do somebody else's job if I don't, I couldn't go fly a plane. I don't know how to do that. So people should not assume that just because they own a home, that they know how to sell a home. And oftentimes they get in jams like this because maybe even they know the rules and they're not following them, or maybe they just don't know the rules, but things are happening in a negative way for them. They're not getting the outcome they expect because they really don't know how to navigate the entire process.
If everything goes right, it's really easy, but it rarely does everything go right.
Correct.
There is always, or virtually always, a bump in the road.
Yes.
The whole process takes 60 to 90 to 120 days between the time that you put it on sale and between the time that you go to closing.
Yep.
But there are inspections, there are appraisals, there are, and when there's an inspection, there's always something that comes up. There's
Right.
always request for repairs, whether that repair is valid or not. And then the repair gets done. Then there's a reinspection, and was it done right? And was it done by a licensed contractor or not? And so many things that can occur. And, was there a disclosure? Was the disclosure done properly? So many issues that can occur. And if you don't have a realtor on your side, whether you are buying or selling, to help you through that maze of things, then there could be problems. And there are problems when even you have a realtor involved, because it needs to be an experienced realtor, or that realtor needs to have a good broker on their side, a good company to back them up. There are just so many things that occur. And we find it on virtually every single transaction. There's something that occurs. I mean, you had one last night on a home that was in fantastic shape, and the buyer is asking for a piece of lawn to be, replaced.
Yeah.
That's not a repair, but people ask for it. So you have to negotiate stuff like that. Just, off the wall kind of
The contract
stuff.
doesn't really govern grass or fences or
Stuff like that.
But a buyer thinks they're buying that whole package, so that's why they're asking. I mean, I understand why they're asking, but that's a whole nother story.
All right. Hey, we got some more stuff coming in our fourth and final segment of the show, so we want you to stay with us as we talk about that. We're even going to talk about an interesting landlord tip. Can you go in after you think that a person has abandoned the property? We'll tell you when we get back. Good morning, WBOB listeners. It's your realtor on the radio, Howard Vergalis of Watson Realty Corp. Angela and I want to thank you for tuning in with us for our 5th year now. It's been such a great pleasure to be on the radio with you, giving you advice on buying and selling, as well as answering your questions on the air. Thank you so much for the trust that you have in us as professional, experienced realtors with over 20 years of combined experience. We want you to know that when it's time to sell your home, we want to be your realtor. We will focus on your home, your family, and your time frame. Our team will customize a marketing plan to give you the best exposure to get you the best price and have the best selling experience possible. Whether it's a condo or a house, a short sale or a regular sale, a $200,000 home or a mansion, you will get the same great service. Call us at 421-7950 and join the multitudes of others that have experienced the Angela and Howard team advantage. There's finally a mortgage lender in Jacksonville that sees financing differently. With 20 years experience, CMG Financial understands that the most important purchase in your life, your home, deserves the right mortgage. Tim McConnell at CMG Financial will work to customize the best financing option for you. Angela and I recommend CMG Financial to all our customers. Give Tim a call at 528-2103. That's 528-2103. CMG Financial is a registered trade name of CMG Mortgage, Inc., NMLS number 1820, and licensed as a mortgage lender servicer by the Office of Financial Regulation, number MLD 375, individual MLS number 181046. One of the most critical parts of buying or selling your home is the very last process. That's the closing process. Angela and I recommend Watson Title Services. They have the experience to handle any issue that can come up, and there is never an upfront fee to the seller. Whether you are using a realtor with the sale of your home or not, always ask for Watson Title Service to handle your closing. We do. Call them at 461-3220. That's Watson Title Services.
Angela Walker and Howard Vergalis of Watson Realty Corp. not only come to you every Saturday morning, but they would also like to work with you when you need them the most. That is, when you need to buy or sell a home. They pride themselves in giving you their very best effort every day and in every way. There are many realtors in the First Coast to choose from. Let them show you the Howard and Angela team advantage. Call them at 421-7950 or email them at realestateradio@yahoo.com. This segment of Real Estate Radio with Angela and Howard is brought to you by Watson Title Services of Northeast Florida. For answers to your North Florida real estate questions, call into the show at 222-TALK. That's 222-8255.
Hey, everybody. So glad to be here with you today on Real Estate Radio. Boy, are we having
Earth
fun
Day.
in the studio. Yes.
Earth Day.
We're glad there's an Earth so we could have houses on it.
You know, that started back in the 70s when there were hippies and people wearing earth shoes.
Oh, my gosh.
Remember earth shoes?
Yes.
Where the heel was lower than the toe of the shoe? Remember that? Well,
Yeah.
you're too young for that.
No, I sort of, was that like, was that like desert boots?
No.
No?
It was these flat shoes where the toe of the shoe was higher than the heel of the shoe. You don't remember that?
You remember that?
Huh?
We're the same age. Oh, no, you're his age.
You're looking
That's
at
right.
Alan. People can't see you. When
I
you
know,
look
I
for
know, I know.
Alan, our producer.
We were comfortable back then. It's, about the mid-70s, early 70s.
Yeah.
Well, I was
That's
alive.
right. You were alive.
Anyway, no, I don't remember that, but I'm glad that the concept of Earth could, inspire someone to build shoes.
You know, back in the Woodstock days, that was before
Yeah.
my time.
I know you weren't there. That's the only thing I know for sure is like you're the straightest person I ever met.
Yes.
So I know you definitely weren't there, and you
Oh,
were
no.
probably just disgusted by the whole idea.
I forget how old I was when Woodstock was going on.
I don't know.
I don't know. It was kind of before my time. That was
What a weird
That
thing
was-
to be discussing on the radio. Let's talk about housing.
Housing.
So, in the fourth segment, wait a minute.
What?
Okay, don't. I was just going to say, I always tell people to go out to AngelaandHoward.com at this part of the show to see our new listings that we have listed. But you can't do it today because we're having a new
revamping our
website constructed. So when you go to it, it just says this site's temporarily unavailable. So know that that's on purpose. It's not like I didn't pay my bill or something. I actually paid a boatload of money to get someone to construct a new website for us. So it'll be better and way more user-friendly than the last one. And I'm excited.
A boatload of money. As
Boatload.
opposed to a truckload or a shipload or a boatload.
Today's a boat.
A boatload.
Today's
Okay.
a boatload. Yep.
All right, it's the fourth segment. You know what time it's for? Yes, sir.
Woo!
We have 4 open
Four.
houses
Yes.
today.
Yes, that's right.
That's pretty good for 2 people. Now, we have some help.
We do have some help
we
today.
do have some help, and a couple of them are, brand new. Well, first, I want to tell everybody about the brand new listing that I mentioned actually earlier in the show, but it's not an open house today. We don't need an open house today. It's going to sell.
It's going to sell this weekend.
Today.
Yeah, I'm
so
not worried
if
about
you,
that one.
Seriously, if you want a condo in Mandarin that is truly move-in ready, it's immaculate. You can eat off the floor. It's in a gated community. It's 3-bedroom, 2-bath, a little over 1,200 square feet with an attached 1-car garage and a screened porch. It's got granite countertops and stainless appliances. I mean, it's just beautiful. It's $139,900. It's in Summer Grove. Call us after the show. We can get you in there to see it.
But you got to do it like today. 'Cause
Yeah,
it's going to sell.
We've told you that before on the radio. We have, and
it
just
sells.
about every time we've told you that it's going to sell that weekend, it does. Mm-hmm. Okay, another one that is in Eagle Landing. This one is in Southern Hills. It's 4 years old, a 4-bedroom, 3-bath with both a living room and a family room and an eat-in kitchen. Has a dining room with there's also a California bar top in the kitchen.
I love that.
Screen lanai and a paver patio. It's got a 3-car garage, and wait till you see the beautiful wood floors and tile floors. It's 2,600 square feet. It's a hair under $300,000, and it comes with a 4-seat golf cart. The owners love the community so much that they're staying in the community. They are just building a bigger house. It's open today from noon to 3. Again, it's Southern Hills Drive, 1043 Southern Hills Drive.
Now, we're not doing that one today, but there's two other Watson Realtors that'll be there ready to greet you, meet you, and get that house sold.
Okay. I'm going to be doing an open house in Orange Park today at Village Way in Orange Park, just off of Kingsley. If you love the way that brick houses were built in the 1980s, this is the house for you. All large rooms, cathedral ceiling in the huge family room, floor-to-ceiling fireplace, and French doors that go out to a grand rear sunroom with skylights and fans, and not just a hot tub out there, but this is a spa-like setting because the hot tub is built into the ground. You don't have to step up into the hot tub. You step down into the hot tub.
Yeah, it's cool.
So it's really like you're going into, you're getting away into one of these mountain type, cabins where the spa is down in the ground. And
relaxing.
Even outside of the sunroom, they have this really beautiful paver area and a little creek-like thing with the bridge that you can walk over it. Beautiful, beautiful home. There's no HOA fee unless you want to pay it. It's $75 per year. It's just off Kingsley, about a mile south of Blanding. The address is 1684 Village Way in Orange Park, and I'm going to be there today from 11 to 1. Right after I leave there, I'm going to be going to Middleburg, right off of County Road 220 to South Lake, right off of 220, 1841 South Lake, another one of these 1980s brick homes with a circular drive, half an acre with another fenced rear yard, just like the other one off of Kingsley. And another house with two of a lot of things. So a family room and a living room, a dining room and an eat-in kitchen. Again, no CDD fees, no HOA. The roof and the air conditioner are 5 years old. By the way, back to the other house that we just talked about off of Kingsley, brand new roof. And I mean brand new as in less than a month.
Yeah.
Now this one in Middleburg is $229. I'm going to be there today from 2 to 4.
And also, Rob is going to be doing the one out at Daniels Landing, and that's in Eagle Harbor, also off of 220, actually. It is gorgeous. It's a big colonial, 4,000 square feet, 4-bedroom, 3.5 baths, high ceilings, totally custom designed home. It's got a big double front door, a 3-car garage. One of the bays of the garage is 26 feet deep. You can put your big boat in there. Let's see, there's a computer nook, there's a bonus room, plus a bedroom upstairs, which would be great for a teenager. There's a huge front porch, the whole length of the house. There's a screened rear porch overlooking the private backyard. Huge family room. Everything here is big. It's 4,000 square feet, but a huge family room. It has built-ins and a fireplace. It's never run out of cabinet space in this kitchen because it's just tons and tons. And what I love about it, it's solid wood. I mean, when you go in a lot of kitchens, they're kind of that
press
plywood or press board covered in vinyl. No, these are solid wood cabinets, and they're gorgeous.
Everything that you'd expect in a custom home.
Oh, yeah. And the neat thing is, it's only $125 a square foot. They're ready to sell. They're motivated. This is the time. If you're interested in living in Eagle Harbor in the small little enclave called Daniels Landing, which has a dock just for those 31 or 32 houses, you need to come out today to the open house, see Rob. He'll be there from 1 to 4.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Let's talk about one more.
Okay.
One more. A gated community, a small gated community on the north side off of Alta Drive.
Oh,
It's 3132 Double Oaks Drive.
Yes.
4-bedroom, 2.5 bath, 2,900 square feet. Huge family room with beautiful built-in shelving, picture frame molding in the dining room, beautiful tile and wood flooring on about a half an acre lot. The rear yard is fenced, got a breakfast bar, beautiful 42-inch cabinets, a covered patio, 2-car garage, built in 2005, less than $100 a square foot.
It's crazy, really.
Yeah, $265,000
to live in a gated community. Come on,
really?
That's cheap.
And
the house is in fantastic shape. So that one, I'm kind of surprised that one hasn't sold yet. So I don't know what's up with that.
I don't know.
You know, a lot of times I say it has to do with the seller's intentions.
Well, they're ready.
I think they're ready.
They are ready.
I'm surprised.
They are ready. So we got lots of things going on. It's the perfect time to buy. It's the perfect time to sell. Interest rates are low. Prices are going up. By the way, we don't ever increase the price of anything that we have listed. It just doesn't happen with us unless somebody puts a new roof on or changes the carpet or anything like that.
To it
adds value.
That's different.
But other than that, no.
I know what you mean.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Hey, folks, things are great. Do I hear that music?
You do. It's the end of the show.
Oh, my gosh. You know, folks, Angela and I love living here in Northeast Florida. We're doing this radio show to give back to our community. We really want to thank you for listening and for your support. And if we can help you in any way with your real estate needs, then call us after the show. You do need a professional on your side. You heard that story about, wish I had a realtor. We want to prevent you from having that situation from happening. So you need a professional on your side for the most important financial transaction in your life. Angela and I are here to help you. We want you to have a blessed day. The Van Wees are here. Stick with them. We'll be back with you next week.